up, everybody? Pete the Hybrid Guy here, and today we are working on the 2014 Toyota Prius with a noise that we need to diagnose to figure out what to do about it. So let's dive into the car and get started. Now we are out in the middle of nowhere on a country road, and we're trying to diagnose a noise that is emanating from this vehicle at speed. And what I mean at speed is over 25 miles an hour. So I'm going to hope that you can hear it. It's loud. And to me that sounds like a bad wheel bearing. If you can't hear it, it's a humming, almost helicopter-like noise, and it's pretty intense. Typically that's a sign of a wheel bearing, but it could also be bad tires. Now we do have some good winter tires on here, but sometimes they can be noisy. So we're going to get this thing into the shop, see if we can figure out if we've got a bad wheel bearing or if we just need to get new tires on this car. So let's get into the shop and get started. So driving the car around, it's been a little difficult to kind of figure out which of the wheel bearings, or if there's more than one, that needs to be replaced. So what I did is I got myself a front wheel bearing, and you can tell that because it is internally splined here so the drive shaft can go through there. And then I also have a rear wheel bearing. Now, it sounds to me as if the sound is emanating from the front, but then driving, and I was driving that last night where it sounded, oh man, that sounds like the front. But then again, it also emanated from the rear this morning when I was driving it. So I'm really trying to figure out and pinpoint which one it is. But luckily, I have a solution for that. So let me get a tool to show you what it is that will help you diagnose which one of these is the actual bad bearing before we just go replacing parts and spending money that we don't need to. Okay, so I'm not 100% convinced that we have a bad wheel bearing. In fact, when I started looking closer at the tires, I could see that we have some cupping wear, which can cause road noise and sound very similar to a bad wheel bearing. So before I go throwing hundreds of dollars of parts and wheel bearings and come out with the same stinking solution of noise, we swapped over some tires that have an even tread pattern on them. We're going to go drive the car to see if that solves the problem or if we really do have a bad wheel bearing. So pardon the birds that you can hear in the background. There's some massive, like, crazy sandhill crane migration going on in my area. Anyway, we took the car out, and as you can see, we put on some Generation 2 wheels with some better tires to see if the noise was coming from the tires or if it's coming from the wheel bearings. We still have a pretty hefty noise, and I really want to focus on fixing the front one first. So we're going to start tearing this apart and see if we can't get that. Oh, I was going to tell you about this tool that I've got around my neck. So what we're using here today is we're using a stethoscope. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn the wheel. I'm going to put this on the back side of the bearing and see if that's making a grinding noise internally. If it is, that will help me understand that I've got a bearing that needs to be replaced, and we can get that swapped out. And I can do that without having to remove the bearing. So I've got some help here that I'll be using while they turn the wheel on the vehicle. I'm going to listen to it on the bearing to see if we get some noise, and we'll report back with the results. So listening with the stethoscope, I was able to hear that this is my noisiest bearing. At least I feel that way. Comparatively speaking, all of the bearings sound very similar except for this one. This one is the noisiest. So we're going to go ahead and replace this one. Now this is great because if this is the only problem that we have with this vehicle, it's just this bearing, super. We'll get it fixed, we'll get it done, we'll get it out of here. But we're going to first replace what we can hear because we've tested it, and I'm all about testing. So we're going to get into replacing this wheel bearing specifically, and then we'll take this for another test drive, see what we come up with, and go from there. So to replace the wheel bearing here, it's a whole assembly, but we have to remove everything off of here. Now, what I like to do is to remove the caliper housing and the caliper itself so the bracket and the caliper all at once. And then what I will do is I'll get one of my nifty elongated S-hooks here, and I'll find a place to hang that caliper off to the side so it's out of the way. Now, with as rusty as these rotors are, don't judge me. This was a car that sat for some time, hence probably why the wheel bearing is actually bad. So we're gonna just work with what we've got here today, because really I want to tackle the noise, the wheel bearing noise. So to get all of this off, there are two 14 millimeter bolts on this other side that I've got broken loose, and you're gonna pull them out and then just remove this caliper off. So once we do that, we're gonna then remove this disc brake caliper. And this is where it could get tricky, but once we get to that spot, I'm gonna show you a real simple and easy way to get that caliper off and save you a lot of headache. No hammers necessary. So if you have a rotor that is stuck on here, here is a helpful tip. Toyota has put these little threaded spots in here, and if you didn't know this already, now you know. You can just thread a bolt in there, zip them down, pops it right out. So we know this bearing is bad because you can actually hear it. And so using the stethoscope to pinpoint this before we ever tore anything apart has really saved our bacon today. So what we're going to be doing here is we've got 4 bolts we need to take out here, here, there, and there. We're probably going to line our holes up, and then we'll see how this comes out as far as extraction. Then we'll get our new bearing put in there. Reminder that you do have a ABS wire on this side, so make sure that you clean this off and disconnect it before removal. So we ended up having to use the air hammer, and I did a total fail on this, and I was gonna just get it loose, and I forgot to keep a bolt in there, and I broke the sensor harness. Luckily these are inexpensive and I'll just replace it. But now what we need to do is get all of this rust cleaned up in here, get that out of there. We're gonna put a very light layer of what do you call it, anti-seize in there, so we don't have seizing in there. And then we'll get our new bearing in there and take this for a burn. Of course, we're probably going to have an ABS sensor code on there, but whatever, we'll just make it work for now, and we will get to that point and go from there. So now that we've got the new hub in there, it's nice and quiet. I know this is going to solve our problem. Now temporarily, what I'm going to do is try to fix my harness here. My holes are clean enough. I'm going to stuff these wires back in, and I've already got a new harness on order. You can find these on Amazon. Part number is listed in the comments below there, and they're like 20 bucks. So in case you do the dumb thing that I did, at least it's not a super big expense to where you got to fix this. Anyway, I'm going to hit these down. I'm going to use the old German torque spec Guten tight, and then we'll put everything back on and take this car. So if you can hear inside the cabin now, I have someone filming for me, and it's significantly quieter. So I know that we had a bad wheel bearing. We figured that out from actually hearing it on the car, and we've got that problem solved. Now I did create another problem for myself, breaking that ABS wire, so I've got lights on the dash, but I'll get that taken care of with the new harness pretty easy, so I'm not going to worry too much about that today. But the good news is we did figure out which wheel bearing it was, so we didn't have to just start replacing them. Wheel bearings can be tricky because the noise goes from, it can sound like it's kind of everywhere, and so having the proper diagnostic tool like that stethoscope really makes a big difference when you're trying to pinpoint something. Even if you don't have a lift like I don't right now, you can still have someone come help you pinpoint the problem just from simply spinning the wheel and putting that stethoscope on the bearing. It was pretty obvious once I heard it, and so I knew that's the direction we needed to go. I had a front wheel bearing and a rear wheel bearing on hand to be able to get them replaced, and now I can take those other wheel bearings back and get my money back. So I'm ending up going to save myself a lot of money by doing it that way. But it's nice to have parts on hand in case you need more than one, or depending on where that sound is actually coming from. So thank you so much for tuning in today. I appreciate it. And yeah, confirmed on that test drive that our wheel bearing was indeed bad, as you could hear from the wheel bearing earlier. So far, I don't hear any other strange noises. I do get to put a ABS harness on that tomorrow once it gets here, but you know, it is what it is. But don't make my mistake. Make sure you take my tips and everything and use that if you're doing this job, and do it right the first time, then you won't have to worry about that. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, head over to Toyota Prius Expert Help on Facebook, and also visit Hybrids of Hope Facebook group as well, and learn more about the charity organization that we're running over here. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you next time.